We often get lost in the illusion of time, thinking we have more of it than we actually do. Social media, constant distractions, and unproductive habits trick us into believing that time is infinite. But successful people know that every moment counts. Wasting time equals wasted potential. In this article, we'll explore how to break free from this illusion and start mastering time for a fulfilling life. Stay tuned as we dive into how Stoicism and practical strategies can help you stop wasting time, set priorities, embrace failure, and ultimately transform your life. The power of focus. Why you must eliminate distractions, building on the idea that time is precious and limited. Let's dive into the importance of focus. One of the biggest barriers to achieving success is the constant flow of distractions we face daily. Whether it's checking social media, replying to every notification, or simply getting sidetracked by irrelevant tasks, distractions pull us away from what really matters. It's almost as if we're trapped in an endless loop, not realizing that every second we spend distracted is time we'll never get back. Think of the most successful people you know, whether in your personal life or famous figures like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or Oprah Winfrey. They didn't achieve greatness by juggling a million things at once. Instead, they learned the art of focus. Take Steve Jobs, for example. In his prime, Jobs wasn't just focused on making products. He was obsessed with creating experiences that changed the world. But he didn't get there by answering emails or going to every meeting. He focused intently on a few key tasks that would move him closer to his goals. And he said no to everything else. This kind of focus is difficult in today's world, where distractions lurk around every corner. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that multitasking is productive, but research has shown that it's the opposite. When we try to do too many things at once, we end up doing none of them well. Our brains are simply not designed to focus on several tasks simultaneously. Multitasking may feel efficient, but in reality, it scatters our energy and attention. So, how do we eliminate distractions and get back on track? The first step is acknowledging that distractions are everywhere, and that they are not inherently bad, but they are certainly costly. Learning to say no to opportunities, invitations, and requests that don't align with your goals is critical. It's not about being rude. It's about being wise. Imagine this: you have an important project you've been putting off. It's the one that could change your career or your life. But instead of focusing on it, you keep checking your phone, scrolling through endless social media posts, and responding to messages. By the end of the day, the project is still incomplete, and your mind is scattered. You've given away hours of precious time to things that didn't contribute to your progress. This scenario is all too common, and it's easy to get frustrated with ourselves when we feel like we're wasting time. But remember, success comes from consistent, focused effort. Instead of letting distractions dictate your day, take control by setting clear boundaries. Turn off your phone, lock yourself in a quiet space, and commit to deep, uninterrupted work for a set amount of time. The power of focus is transformative. When you give your full attention to what truly matters, the results are exponential. Imagine dedicating just an hour a day to your most important goal. Over time, that focus compounds, and what once seemed impossible becomes achievable. In the next section, we'll explore how taking intentional action without distractions is the key to turning your time into an asset. Stay tuned for more tips on how to stop wasting time and start making your life count. The art of saying no. The key to regaining control of your time, building upon the concept of eliminating distractions and gaining focus. One of the most powerful tools you can use to stop wasting time is the art of saying no. It's not always easy, and it often comes with guilt, but saying no is a crucial part of mastering your time and energy. In our society, saying yes to every opportunity, request, or invitation feels like a way to be helpful, likable, or productive. But what we often fail to realize is that each time we say yes to something, we are saying no to something else, whether that's time for ourselves, time with loved ones, or time to focus on our goals. If you're constantly saying yes, you are scattered, giving pieces of your energy and attention to a million different things, and ultimately, your most important priorities get lost in the shuffle. Let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I was in a similar situation. I found myself constantly overwhelmed by a never-ending list of commitments, work obligations, social events, favors from friends, and more. The more I said yes, the more I felt drained and unproductive. I realized I was neglecting my passion projects, my personal growth, and my mental well-being. One evening, exhausted after a busy day of doing things for others, I asked myself, why am I running around like this? I was allowing myself to be pulled in all directions, and nothing was getting my full attention. That night, I made a decision to embrace the power of saying no. It wasn't easy at first, and yes, there were moments of guilt. But slowly, I began to realize that by saying no to things that didn't align with my values, I was saying yes to things that truly mattered, my time, my goals, and my peace of mind. Saying no is not about being selfish. In fact, it's about being intentional. It's about being aware of what truly serves you and what doesn't. When you say no, you are creating space for the things that will propel you forward. This could be time for self-care, focusing on personal growth, pursuing your dreams, or spending quality time with family and friends. The key is to recognize that your time is finite, and every yes is a commitment. Imagine if you said yes to everything that came your way. Soon, you would be stretched too thin, overwhelmed, and unable to focus on your most important tasks. On the other hand, saying no gives you the power to choose where your energy and time go. You can say no to distractions, irrelevant commitments, and things that don't align with your vision for your life. Successful people know the secret. They are deliberate about where they invest their time. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men in the world, often says that the most important skill you can develop is the ability to say no. He emphasizes that successful people don't spread themselves too thin. They focus on what matters most. So, next time you're asked to do something that doesn't resonate with your goals, don't be afraid to say no. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's the first step in regaining control of your time and redirecting it toward what truly matters. Remember, every no is an act of self-respect, a step toward living a focused, purposeful life. In our next section, we will dive deeper into how to use time intentionally and how to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Let's explore how to take deliberate action and make the most of every day. Stay tuned. Mastering focus. How to channel your energy toward what matters most. Picking up from the last point on learning to say no, the next crucial step in taking control of your life and time is mastering the art of focus. Saying no is powerful, but it's only the first step. Without focus, the time and energy you free up can easily be wasted or scattered. To truly transform your life, you need to channel your energy toward the things that matter most. Focus becomes the engine that drives success, and without it, all the opportunities in the world mean nothing. Imagine you're a skilled archer, ready to hit the bullseye. If you're distracted, if your focus is on everything around you, other people, random thoughts, unimportant tasks, you'll miss that target no matter how much potential you have. The same applies to your life. Without the ability to focus, you may spend years of your life chasing after things that seem important in the moment but aren't in alignment with your true purpose. You waste time and energy, feeling exhausted but unfulfilled. Let me take you back to a story I remember vividly. A few years ago, I was working on a major project that required all my attention, but my mind kept wandering. I'd check my phone every 5 minutes, look at my email, and respond to unnecessary messages. At the end of the day, I hadn't accomplished anything substantial. It was frustrating, like running in circles and getting nowhere. I realized that my energy was scattered, and that was holding me back from creating the meaningful results I desired. That moment was a wake-up call. I had to change. I had to become intentional with my focus. I started by setting clear boundaries and creating specific blocks of time where I would dedicate myself to one task. No distractions, no multitasking, just pure focus. The transformation was incredible. I completed tasks faster, with better quality, and I felt more accomplished at the end of each day. The world didn't need more of my time. It needed more of my focused energy. To truly harness the power of focus, it's important to eliminate distractions. In today's digital world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, endless notifications, and the pressure to be constantly available. These distractions pull you away from your purpose, causing you to operate in a reactive state instead of a proactive one. Successful people understand this. They create environments that encourage focus. Whether it's turning off notifications, setting specific hours for work, or building habits that enhance concentration, they make focus a priority. The beauty of mastering focus is that it's not about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it well. Focus allows you to give your best effort to the few things that truly matter, instead of spreading yourself thin across a million tasks. When you focus on what's important, you create a deeper sense of accomplishment and meaning. You begin to realize that time is a tool, and how you use it determines your success. As you develop the ability to focus, you'll notice that your productivity will skyrocket, and you'll start feeling more in control of your life. This isn't just about getting more done. It's about being intentional with your energy and making sure it's directed toward your highest priorities. In our next section, we'll explore how to break free from the habit of procrastination and take meaningful action toward your goals. By learning to focus on the present moment, you'll discover the true power of making progress in your life. Stay with us. Embrace discomfort. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Picking up from the last point about mastering focus, the next key to unlocking your fullest potential is to embrace discomfort. We've all been there, standing at the edge of change, looking at something unfamiliar and feeling the fear and resistance bubble up inside us. It's easier to stay where things are comfortable, where we feel safe and in control. But here's the truth. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. I want to take you back to a time in my life when I had to face a major challenge. One that made me question everything I thought I knew about myself. It was the moment I decided to launch my own business. I had a stable job, a predictable income, and a comfortable routine. But deep down, I knew I was meant for something more. That voice of fear told me, "Stay where you are. You're safe here." But something inside me pushed me to take the leap. At first, it felt like I was walking in the dark, unsure of every step. I faced setbacks, mistakes, and moments when I wanted to give up. I was outside my comfort zone, and it was uncomfortable. But what I didn't realize at the time was that discomfort was exactly what I needed to grow. Every obstacle I faced was a lesson. Every failure was a stepping stone. And every day spent outside that comfort zone was an opportunity to become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Here's the thing about discomfort. It's a signal that you're stretching yourself. It's like the resistance you feel when you're lifting weights at the gym. It's hard at first, but the more you push through it, the stronger you become. The same applies to life. The discomfort you feel when stepping into the unknown is a sign that you're growing. That fear? It's just a byproduct of breaking free from the limitations you've placed on yourself. We often convince ourselves that we should avoid discomfort at all costs, but the most successful and fulfilled people are the ones who lean into it. They understand that true progress requires stepping into uncertainty and facing the challenges that come with it. Whether it's taking on a new project, making a bold career move, or even having difficult conversations with loved ones, discomfort is part of the process. The key is to not let it paralyze you, but to let it fuel your growth. Think about the most successful people in the world. Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, they didn't achieve greatness by sticking to what they knew. They embraced discomfort at every turn. They faced uncertainty, took risks, and kept moving forward, even when things got tough. And it's in those moments of discomfort where they found their greatest breakthroughs. Now, this doesn't mean you should be reckless or push yourself beyond what's sustainable. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're challenged but not overwhelmed. When you step outside your comfort zone just enough, you'll find yourself developing new skills, expanding your mindset, and building the resilience needed to handle bigger challenges ahead. So, take a moment and reflect. What's one thing in your life that feels uncomfortable, but also exciting? Maybe it's a goal you've been hesitant to pursue, a conversation you've been avoiding, or a risk you're afraid to take. That's your sign to lean into discomfort and watch yourself grow. The more you embrace the unfamiliar, the more you'll unlock your true potential and build the life you've always dreamed of. In the next section, we'll dive into how to build lasting habits that will carry you through these challenges and help you maintain your growth long-term. Keep pushing forward, mastering your emotions. The key to lasting success, building on the idea of embracing discomfort. The next vital step in unlocking your true potential is mastering your emotions. Emotional control isn't about suppressing how you feel. It's about understanding and channeling your emotions in a way that serves you, not hinders you. In every challenge or setback, emotions can be the most powerful force, either propelling us forward or holding us back. The difference between those who achieve success and those who don't often comes down to how well they manage their emotional responses to life's ups and downs. Let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I faced a devastating loss in my business. I had put everything I had into this venture, and yet, despite my best efforts, things fell apart. I was overwhelmed with frustration, disappointment, and self-doubt. For a moment, it felt like everything I had worked for had crumbled, and the emotions were consuming me. I wanted to give up, throw in the towel, and wallow in my failure. But then, something clicked. I realized that my emotions were trying to guide me, not break me. In that moment, I remembered the words of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, who taught the importance of not letting our emotions control our actions. Instead of letting fear, anger, or disappointment dictate my decisions, I chose to channel those emotions into determination and resilience. I took time to reflect, acknowledge my feelings, and then refocused on what was within my control. It wasn't easy, but I learned how to transform those negative emotions into fuel for growth. Mastering your emotions is not a one-time achievement. It's an ongoing process that requires practice and patience. It's about shifting your perspective and recognizing that your emotions are simply signals. They're not the enemy. When faced with a stressful situation, instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to pause and breathe. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this emotion to grow? By doing so, you'll be able to make clearer, more rational decisions that are in alignment with your goals, rather than being swayed by emotional impulses. This approach to emotional mastery is a cornerstone of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in cultivating apatheia, or freedom from destructive emotions. This doesn't mean being emotionless. It means being able to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. By practicing self-awareness and mindfulness, you can respond to challenges with calmness and clarity, which will ultimately lead to more consistent success in all areas of life. It's important to remember that emotions are not inherently good or bad. They simply are. The key is learning how to work with them instead of letting them dictate your behavior. For instance, when you feel angry, don't suppress it. Acknowledge it. Ask yourself what's behind that anger. Is it frustration with a situation, a person, or yourself? Once you understand the root cause, you can use that emotion as an opportunity to make positive changes. As you continue on your journey, remember that emotional mastery is one of the most powerful tools you can wield. When you take control of your emotions, you take control of your life. Whether you're facing a major challenge, a personal setback, or just the daily stresses of life, knowing how to regulate your emotions will help you stay grounded, focused, and resilient. Now, let's move on to the next step: creating habits that reinforce emotional resilience and drive you toward success. By understanding how to train your mind and emotions, you'll unlock a level of growth and success that you never thought possible. Build unshakable habits. The secret to consistent success, as we've just seen, mastering your emotions plays a pivotal role in achieving long-term success. But emotional control alone won't bring about the changes you seek. The key to lasting transformation lies in building unshakable habits. Without the foundation of good habits, your progress will always be at risk of crumbling, no matter how strong your mindset or emotional control. Building the right habits ensures that you stay on track, even when the road gets tough. A few years ago, I was stuck in a cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. I'd start working on my goals with great enthusiasm, only to lose momentum and abandon my plans when things didn't go as expected. This constant cycle left me feeling frustrated and defeated. But one day, I realized that if I wanted to break free from this cycle, I needed to commit to building habits that would support my long-term goals, no matter how small they seemed at first. The transformation didn't happen overnight, and there were plenty of moments when I doubted myself. But I began by focusing on small, manageable habits. Things like waking up earlier, dedicating 30 minutes every day to learning something new, or taking the time to reflect on my progress. These little actions didn't seem like much at the time, But I soon noticed something incredible. Consistency was working its magic. I was no longer relying on bursts of motivation to get things done. Instead, I had created a solid foundation of daily practices that kept me moving forward. The beauty of building habits is that, over time, they compound and reinforce each other. For example, waking up early leads to more time for focused work, which makes it easier to develop other habits, like prioritizing health or improving relationships. One positive habit leads to another, and before you know it, you've created a life that's moving in the direction you want, even when you're not actively thinking about it. Building unshakable habits is also about being patient with yourself. There will be setbacks, and there will be days when you fall short. But the key is consistency and self-compassion. Don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes. Instead, use them as learning opportunities. Every time you get back on track, you're reinforcing your commitment to success. The Stoics understood the power of habits and routine. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, believed that our character is shaped by the things we do repeatedly. He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote speaks volumes about how obstacles and challenges are not things to avoid, but opportunities to build resilience and strength. By forming habits that align with your values, you create a solid framework that can withstand the inevitable challenges life throws your way. So, how do you begin? Start small. Identify one habit that will have the most impact on your life, whether it's dedicating time to your personal growth or taking better care of your body. Commit to it every single day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. As you build consistency, you'll find that these small habits will snowball into significant changes. Remember, success isn't about a single big leap. It's about the tiny, consistent steps you take each day. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by sheer luck. They got there by cultivating habits that served them, even on the days when things felt impossible. The power to change your life is in your hands, and it starts with the habits you choose to build today. So, take action now, start small, and watch as your habits create a future you never thought possible. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It truly means the world to us. Sparkling Heart, your thoughts and feedback are incredibly valuable. So drop a comment below and let us know how these tips have impacted your journey. Glowing Star, also, if you're looking for more powerful insights to help you level up, make sure to subscribe and check out our other videos. We're here to inspire you every step of the way. Flexed Biceps Seedling, you deserve the best. And we're committed to helping you achieve greatness. Sparkles.